Universal wisdom made simple for us. All this book was born from the soil of our ancestors, from the fires where elders once gathered the young and taught them how to walk with dignity, wisdom, and humility. The teachings of Sirach, ancient, poetic, and deeply moral, have guided families for centuries. Yet for many in our time, these teachings feel distant, hidden between old pages, or forgotten beneath the noise of modern life. Universal wisdom made simple for us all brings these teachings home again. Here, the lessons are not delivered through rigid instructions but through gentle conversations between Gogo Nomvula and her grandchildren. They speak beside village fires, in gardens, under marula trees, and beneath the African sky. Their world mirrors the world many of us were raised in, a world of community, simplicity, spiritual awareness, and profound respect for elders. This book is an offering, a bridge between ancient scripture and modern life. It reminds us that wisdom is timeless, that the morals of our ancestors still breathe among us, and that stories remain the most powerful way to teach the heart. May every reader find their place within these conversations. May you hear your own grandmother's voice in Gogo Nomvula's words, and may these teachings guide you toward peace, purpose, and a life lived with honor. The one who learns from the elders walks with light even in darkness. Uh, Chapter 2, The Honor of Parents. The sun was high when Tando returned from the fields. His shoulders were tense and his face carried a storm. He kicked a pebble across the yard, muttering under his breath. Gogo Nomvula watched him quietly from her stool as she shelled beans. She murmured. The clouds have arrived early today. Tando frowned. Which clouds, Gogo? The one sitting on your face, my boy. He sighed deeply and sat beside her. Mama shouted at me in front of everyone. Even the little children heard. I am too old to be treated like that. Gogo nodded calmly. Ah, and what did you do? Thando hesitated. I forgot to bring the cattle back before sunset. Gogo continued shelling beans. And why? Did you forget? I was playing soccer with my friends, he admitted quietly. Gogo paused, placing a handful of beans into the bowl. Tando, when a parent corrects you, it is not to embarrass you, it is to protect what you cannot yet see. Tando looked away, but I felt small. Gogo touched his elbow gently. Feeling small is sometimes the medicine that helps us grow. Honor does not always feel good, but it always does good. He sighed again. I still don't like being shouted at. No one does, Gogo said softly. But let me tell you something from the old teachings. A child who honors their parents builds their own future with strong hands. When you honor your mother, you honor the ancestors who watch over your path. Thando blinked. How does that work? Your mother carried you before you carried yourself. She fed you before you fed yourself. She prayed for you before you prayed for yourself. Every correction she gives is a thread tying you back to wisdom. Tando leaned his head against Gogo's shoulder. I didn't think of it like that. Gogo continued, her voice slow and steady. A parent's frustration is temporary, their love is permanent. But when a child dishonors their parents, they cut themselves from the blessing meant for them. Tando's voice softened, so I should apologize. Gogo smiled warmly. Apology is the broom that sweeps away the dust between hearts. Go, my child, and sweep. Tando stood, dusted his shorts, and nodded. I will, Gogo. As he walked away, Gogo whispered a blessing into the wind. May humility walk before him, and may honor follow behind. Chapter 3, The Beauty of Humility. A gentle rain had fallen the night before, leaving the earth dark and rich beneath everyone's feet. Letherbow loved mornings like this. She skipped across the yard, humming to herself. her little feet leaving tiny prints in the softened soil. She spotted Gogo Nomvula sweeping the veranda with slow, deliberate strokes. The broom moved like it was rehearsing an ancient dance. Gogo, Letabo called cheerfully, why do you sweep every morning even when the wind will make it dirty again? Gogo smiled. Because sweeping teaches the heart humility, my child. Letabo blinked. Humility, is that like being quiet? Gogo chuckled softly. No, little one, humility is when your heart sits gently inside you, not loud, not proud, just steady. Letabo dropped to the ground beside her. But why do some people think being humble means being weak? Gogo leaned on the broom and looked toward the hills. Ah, people misunderstand. Humility is the strength that knows when not to show off. It is the power that chooses peace instead of noise. She tapped her broom lightly on the floor. Even the tall tree bends when the storm comes. If it refuses, it breaks. But the grass that bends survives every storm. That is humility. Lethabo nodded slowly. So, proud people break? Pride builds walls, Gogo explained. Humility builds bridges. Pride says, I know everything. Humility says, teach me. Pride seeks praise. Humility seeks truth. Lethabo folded her arms across her knees. Sometimes I feel shy. Is that humility? Gogo took her tiny hand. Shyness is fear of being seen. Humility is being seen but choosing gentleness. A warm breeze brushed past them, shaking droplets from the leaves. Gogo continued, the wise teachings say, the greater you become, the more humble you must be, for your strength comes from the one who made you. Letabo looked up at her grandmother with wide eyes. Gogo, can humble people still be strong? Oh, yes, Gogo said firmly. The most powerful people are the most humble. Their strength is quiet. Their hearts are soft, not because life is easy, but because they choose kindness even when they could choose anger. Letabo rested her head against Gogo's leg. I want to be humble too. Gogo stroked her hair lovingly. And you already are, my child. Humility begins when you desire it, it grows when you practice it, it blossoms when you live it. The two of them sat together in peaceful silence. The morning filled with the sweet smell of wet earth. Chapter 4, True and False Friends. The afternoon sun stretched warmly across the yard when Masego arrived at Gogo Nomvula's home. His usually calm face was troubled and he carried a heaviness in his steps. Gogo, who was spreading freshly washed blankets on the grass, looked up immediately. The wind is restless today, she said softly. What is troubling your spirit, my boy? Masego sank onto an upturned bucket. Gogo, I think I chose the wrong friends. Gogo's hands paused mid-fold. Ah, the path of friendship, beautiful when walked with the right people, painful when walked with the wrong ones. Tell me what happened. One of my friends wanted me to lie for him, Masego admitted. He said if I didn't protect him, then I wasn't loyal. When I refused, he told the others that I think I'm better than them. Gogo shook her head slowly. A friend who demands lies is not a friend, Masego. A real friend does not ask you to carry dirt in your hands. She sat beside him. Do you remember the proverb that says, a faithful friend is a strong shelter? A true friend is shade in the heat, comfort in the cold, a lamp in the darkness. Masego nodded weakly. Then why does it hurt so much? Because your heart is pure, Gogo replied, and pure hearts feel deeply. But listen well, not everyone who laughs with you walks with you. Some walk with you only when the path is smooth. Masego looked up. So how do I know who is true? Gogo pointed toward the cattle grazing lazily near the fence. See those cows? Some look strong but fall sick easily. Others appear small but are resilient. Friends are the same. You test them not by their words, but by their actions. She continued, a true friend corrects you when you are wrong, protects you when you are weak, celebrates you when you succeed, and stays even when the world becomes loud. Masego sighed. Then those boys, they weren't real friends. Gogo shook her head gently. No, my child, they were companions of convenience. Their loyalty ends where truth begins. He swallowed hard. Will I ever find true friends? Gogo smiled warmly. Yes, but first become the kind of friend you seek. Kind, honest, loyal, and humble. Good hearts attract good hearts. And remember, it is better to walk alone than to walk with those who lead you away from yourself. A breeze curled through the yard, lifting the edges of the blankets. Gogo placed her hand on Masego's shoulder. The teachings say a false friend disappears in times of trouble, but a true friend stands firm. One day you will look back and thank the heavens for removing those who were never meant to walk with you. Masego breathed deeply, relief softening his features. Thank you, Gogo. I needed to hear that. And you always will, Gogo replied. My door and my wisdom are open to you. Chapter 5. Controlling the tongue. The evening sky glowed orange as the children gathered around the small fire behind Gogo Nomvula's hut. Sparks flitted upward like tiny fire spirits dancing their way to the ancestors. Thando, still energetic from the day's chores, spoke loudly and quickly. Gogo, today at school someone insulted me. I told him I would embarrass him tomorrow in front of everyone. I have good comebacks, Gogo, sharp ones. Lethabo gasped. Thando, that's not nice, he shrugged, but he started it and I can finish it. Gogo's gentle laugh floated through the air. Ah, Thando, so you have become a warrior of words? Thando puffed out his chest proudly. Yes, Gogo, I always win. Gogo stirred the fire with a stick. Winning is not always victory, my child. Tell me, do your words heal or hurt? Thando hesitated. Sometimes hurt, but only when the person deserves it. Gogo raised a brow. And who told you that hurting others makes you strong? Thando looked away. Gogo continued, listen carefully. The tongue is small, but it can break a heart or mend it. The old teachings warn us that many have lived to regret sharp words, but no one regrets silence spoken in wisdom. Masego nodded thoughtfully. Words can start fights too. Indeed, Gogo said. A tongue without discipline is like fire, tiny but able to burn an entire village. It destroys friendships, families, and one's own spirit. Thando frowned. But what if someone insults me first? Gogo smiled softly. Then you must choose what kind of man you want to become, the one who reacts or the one who rises. She pointed at the flames. See this fire? If you feed it dry grass, it grows wild, but if you leave it alone, it calms. Anger is the same. When someone provokes you, your response determines whether the fire dies or spreads. Nia spoke in her gentle voice. So controlling the tongue is controlling the heart? Gogo nodded. Yes, my child, the mouth only speaks what the heart stores. Keep peace in your heart, and peace will come from your mouth. Keep anger in your heart, and anger will spill out. Thando kicked a small stone. It hurts. Thando kicked a small stone. It's hard, Gogo. Gogo placed her hand on his shoulder. Wisdom is not easy, but it is powerful. Remember this. A kind word can stop a war. A harsh word can start one. Before you speak, ask yourself, will these words build or break? Thando sighed but smiled faintly. I will try, Gogo. That is all wisdom asks, she replied.